Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Anne Huang. I am the Executive Director of World Arts West. Welcome to Digital Transformation 101. And I'm so happy to welcome you all to the workshop and partnering with Stella Adelman at Dance Mission. I'll be your moderator today.
Hi everyone, Stella Adelman here from Dance Mission Theater. As Anne said, super honored to be co-hosting this workshop with you all today. Dance Mission Theater is a theater and it's a school and it's also the home to Dance Brigade. We're located at 24th and Mission in San Francisco's Mission District. And we are rooted in intersectionality, intercultural collaborations, and intergenerational collaborations. So super excited to be here with you all today.
Thank you, everybody. A little information about World Arts West. World Arts West, we've been around for 42 years. We serve the largest world dance network in the country. You guys all know about our signature program, the San Francisco Ethnic Dance Festival. Starting today, we're actually bringing our very first virtual artist service workshop to the community. So very, very, very excited. Today, we have three amazing panelists joining us. And the first panelist is Arnaud Loubayi, our Congolese dance teacher, who's based all the way from Santa Cruz. He's live in Santa Cruz. Loubayi is going to speak a little bit about teaching dance classes online from the perspective of the dance teacher. Then next we have Stella Adelman, who is going to talk about dance classes from the perspective of the dance studio. And thirdly, we have Lily Liang, and Lily is CEO of Bopsidy, an amazing resource for the dance community. Lily's going to talk a little bit about, from the perspective of a dance student who has provided lots of technology support for dance teachers to teach online. So without further ado, I'm going to review the agenda very quickly. So Stella is going to start out by reviewing the different streaming platforms. She's going to do a little deeper dive on Zoom, which is what most folks are using. Then the bulk of the workshop is going to be online classes from Loubayi, Lily, and Stella. We're going to talk a little bit about marketing, registration, how to promote your online classes, ins and outs of registration. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time on hosting, running online events. We definitely have time for Q&A. If you have any questions throughout the panel, please type in your questions in the chat. You can also use the Q&A function. Throughout the panel, if there's any urgent questions that need to be answered, I will be forwarding to the panel. Otherwise, we will wait until the Q&A section. Then when we wrap up, we will share our contact information with you all. And you will definitely leave this workshop with a very, very helpful handout. It'll be really useful for you. So without further ado, we're going to start with Stella, who's going to talk about streaming platforms.
Yeah, before we jump into things, I just want to pass it over to Loubayi, who is going to open up the space for us today with a little bit of a way to welcome us in. So Loubayi.
Hi everyone, I'm so happy to be here. This is really amazing workshop. Thank you for everyone who just signed in. That's really amazing. I love it. So also thank you for your support, all of you guys who just signed in. So thank you, thank you Stella. Actually, I would just say just really something from us, like really excited. I'm so excited in my life. I never know. It's like I will be talking on Zoom with like just beautiful people who work so hard. Like for me, it's like I'm taking like it's really deeply. It goes just to my heart. Thank you. So I would just say, before you guys, say something, just like just believe by yourself. As like everything you just say in your life, everything you do in your life, just stay positive, and then God will help you. If you don't trust about God, but trust by yourself, everything will be good. if you always stay negative, everything will be like, I supposed to do this, but it doesn't work because your energy is always down. But if your beautiful energy is like always excited and then positive, everything you do in your life, it will be like, oh my God, I never expect tomorrow I'm gonna get like a really big job. I'm making like a 35 an hour. Oh, today I have like 35 people in my dance class. Oh my God, yesterday I got like a beautiful festival because you're putting your beautiful energy positive. And then you trust yourself, everything you do your life. I was like me. When I came to the United States, I cannot even speak English, read or write everything. I just focused by myself on Google Translate. Now I can be able to talk, I can be able to read, I can be able to write. Anyway, so I would say again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who just watching us. This really actually beautiful workshop. Please don't always miss everything with like what we're doing on live. We will be able to share everything. Just actually sharing like our beautiful culture because everyone is different. I am a different culture. Stella have a different culture. Lily, like Anne, and then so everyone have different culture and there's something really interesting, something really important. You guys, you can learn by each of us. So I would say today everyone who is watching us, you should learn like something different to different each culture. So I would say thank you. I think we're moving to like a next slide.
Loubayi, you were going to share a little blessing song with us to get started?
Yes, I do. So I will share like a little blessing song. I would just say before I sing, when I was loaded, when I was back home, my mom told me, when you meet someone, that means that's your family. Treat everyone, your friend like a family. That's what I'm sharing. This beautiful song for you guys. I would say it's like this song talk about when you have child, you cannot just, you know, take take care about child by yourself. You need support, you need partner like a husband or wife or like a auntie like our cousin or brother or sisters. So I would just sing a little bit. Musanta mwana mpasiwe mamango membweni jo o mama uyengeza mwana mpasiwe mama o membweni jo o 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 mama uyengeza mwana mpasiwe mama o membweni jo o mama o musansa mwana mpasiwe mama o membweni jo o 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 mama o membweni jo oh mama oh. Thank you to everyone watching. This is like a really beautiful songs, like this is really blessing to everyone. But don't forget, the soon was born. That means you're already blessed. That means everyone have really blessing today, and then one love. Next slide.
Thank you so much, Loubayi, for opening up the space for us. That was really beautiful. So we are just going to hop right in. Before we do, just wanted to say that we are holding this workshop now 7 months into shelter in place because it is clear that the world of online events is here to stay. And yet we still see folks that are fumbling around. So we want to make sure that you have just those little tips and tricks that make your class and your online events that much better. Now, it is important to point out that this is a 101 workshop, so you may know a lot of this stuff already, but hopefully you'll come away with just that 1 or 2 little gems that you'll be like, oh, that, of course, and your life becomes that much easier. What's also interesting about this time is that everyone across the globe has had to learn about basically how to learn about doing online events at the same time. So this means that everyone is actually starting at the same space. So we want to make sure that that digital divide does not increase even further. In fact, we just want to shrink it even more. And especially when we speak about traditional arts, which are so valuable to us. So when it comes to broadcasting classes, and we're going to start with classes, when it comes to broadcasting online classes, the truth is that there is not one magic platform. There's not one magic broadcasting system that you just haven't noticed. The fact is that actually none of them are perfect. They all have pluses and minuses. And the truth is that a lot of people now are doing Zoom, but who knows, maybe in the future that will become the Friendster of the future. So to go through them quickly, you'll see here on our little PowerPoint presentation, there's some of the pluses and minuses of each one. And you don't need to worry about taking that many notes because we will be sharing this out with you later. With Facebook and Instagram, with doing those live sharing, Facebook Live, excuse me, it's a great way. It shares music and your microphone really nicely at the same time. But oftentimes, due to copyright laws, the music will fall out and be muted by Facebook. It also means that you can't see your students. StreamYard is another one. It's great for broadcasting events, but you can't see attendees, and you have to post it on a secondary site like Facebook or YouTube. Google Meets. People are more familiar with Google Meets because we all have our Gmails and our Google Drives, but it's just a little funky. The image quality is poor and you can't really see yourself. So this brings us to Zoom. And this is where we'll be spending most of our energy today because this is what the majority of the folks use. And again, it's far from perfect. The big thing is, of course, there's that big sound delay that we've all experienced between the image and the sound. And later on in the workshop, we're going to kind of figure out ways to troubleshoot that a little bit. So on that note, I would love to give it to Loubayi, our amazing master artist, so how he can talk about how he does his own classes and teaches.
Thank you, Stella. So I would say like Loubayi. So actually, I didn't know. I was like, I will be teaching classes online. Just actually, it's like this magic. Because like you cannot just be like in home and then just dancing like for fun. So I was like, what I'm doing, you know. But so first of all, when I'm teaching my class online, I just want to just make sure like talk first before I tell my class. I need to wear like my colorful clothes. I can look great, they can see me. And then also check some music if they can hear me good. If not, I have 2 phones or my partner can be outside. And then I ask him like, hey, how you feel about music? That sounds good. So, oh yeah. Oh no, it's a little tricky. Okay, I will just make sure everything is good. And then when I start my warm up, because I want to just make playlist, like 3 songs or 4. When I start with my warm up, like 1 song, and then make sure to everything, enjoy my class. You're not gonna make everyone happy, of course, but you have to do your best. So I was like, hey, how you guys doing? Everything's good? Okay, right. How is your night going? Good, all right, thank you. So I start warm up, and then I have to make sure everyone have to be happy, have to learn something from Loubayi, even 1 move or 2 moves. I want to break down like movement, for like 10, 20 minutes, and then with music. So when I start teaching my class, I focus by myself and then focus my student. Because if I just focus my student, I will be forgetting, hey, so what I'm doing? I forget my 2nd moves or my 3rd move. Focus by myself, and then also I don't be prepared home. I don't go home with like practice 6, 7 moves. No, when I show up to my class, put on music, it comes to my body because my culture. I'm sharing my culture. It's not coming from someone else. It's coming from my body. So actually, I know what I'm doing. I don't just practice home and then go to teach. No, when I show up to my class, make some music, it was like, oh my God, I cannot even like stop. I want to dance even for 3 hours. Anyway, and then start for warm up, dancing, teaching. I was like, hey, okay, are you guys good? Are you guys okay? Okay. And then also something really important, make sure to ask your student about feedback, where they feel, where they think about you, where they feel, if they are happy, if not, you don't care because, everyone's not gonna be happy, And then they was like, okay, please, can you break down? Can you tune right? Sometimes I just play my camera, they can see me from the front and from the back. And then sometimes most people, oh, please use the big camera, can see you bigger, can see your big move. I was like, okay, I will do both for you because, you know, you're paying me. Thank you. So, and then I will go, let me demonstrate what I'm doing first. And then when I saw warm up, I was like, okay, I'll be focused by one move. I was like, okay, step by step, I'm gonna do one move, okay? So first move, okay, my left hands, okay? And then two, my right feet. So what I'm doing, so when I'm walking, it's like, and one, and two, and three, and four, okay? One more time again. Let's start from top. The first move, and one, and two, and three, and four. Sometimes people confuse when facing the camera, they think, oh, your left hands, these are right hands. I was like, okay, sorry, let me turn around. Now you can see my first one. I will turn around, I will do, that's my left hand, what I'm doing. So, and one, and two, and three, and four, okay? One more time again, I will do again. And one, and two, and three, and four, okay. And then also, when I'm teaching, you just give them like one move, like when you guys cooking, you have like onion, garlic, and then like, you know, tomato paste, and then to everything. You start like cleaning your fish, and then you put everything. Same thing when you're dancing. When you start, people can get to move, and then after you clean. So and then go, and then one, and two, and three, and four. When you start, you break down. You just go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then check. Are you guys okay? They'll say yes. Okay, let's move on. And then you have to do the next step. You take to the left. So and 1, pa, 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 2, pa, 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 and 3, pa, 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 and 4. Okay, let me break it down. You turn around, I set to the right side, and 1, pa, pa, and 2, pa, pa, and 3, pa, pa, and 4. Okay. So make sure just to break down and then ask them, are you guys good? Yes. So they get the first move, the second move, and then we'll put together first move, and then second move. So that's what I'm doing. And then also, because you're teaching online, you don't have to put like all like 4, 6, 7 moves together. People will be confusing. Oh my God, this is too much. I didn't get the first move, even the second move. You just focus about one move, second, third. Are you guys good? And then you put together. And then also don't forget for the next week, please ask them, what do you learn from the last week? What do you learn? Oh my God. And then we say, please feel free just to comment or text me or email me. And then I can learn by myself because I'm here for you guys. I'm teaching you my culture. Are you learning from me? It's not coming from your body, it's coming from me. So I have to make sure everything get in. When I come back, oh, do you learn what you learn from next year? Do you do? Okay, let's do it. 5, 6, 7, go. Okay, thank you. I'll take 3 moves for the last week and then 3 new moves for, from like today. And then we just mix and then we move on. So I'm so happy to teaching online classes. I'm so happy to share my beautiful culture. I don't care, no matter, I'm here to dance. That's my first job. I'm here to share my Congolese culture. So thank you to everyone. Thank you so much. I would love to take all classes. Don't just say, oh, he's the best. Oh, Loubayi does that. Oh, Stella does that. Oh, Lily does that. Oh, Gisela does that. No, that's completely fraud because each move has like a different million style. I can do like this, Stella can do different, Lily can do different, Gisela can do different, but it's one move. That's why we call it like one Africa, one people, and then one move, one love, because one move can go to like a million different way. So I would just say thank you to everyone. I love you guys. This is actually amazing. This is like a beautiful opportunity to everyone who can learn like different culture. Thank you. Now moving to next slide.
Thank you so much, Loubayi. Really, really appreciate it. Now, next we have Lily.
Hi everybody. So just a quick intro about myself. Anne mentioned that I am CEO of a startup called Bopsidy. But just to take a step back, I am here because I have the great humble honor of representing students. Since I was little, I've been studying dance, mostly cultural dance forms, starting with Chinese folkloric. But over the past decade in the Bay Area, I have really studied, just taken advantage of just the great master instructors we have here. And I've just been taking all the classes I can, both pre-COVID and now online classes. So including Afro-Brazilian with Tanya Santiago, Bhangra with Jyoti Singh, and Flamenco with Carola Zertucci. Professionally, I work in tech. I've built digital products used in education, retail, and media. Most recently as director of product at Rotten Tomatoes, the movies and TV reviews website. But now I'm at Bopsidy, and with Bopsidy, I'm bringing two worlds I'm super passionate about, which is tech and the dance community. And during COVID in particular, Bopsidy has helped a number of teachers design their online class experience. And so today, what I thought would be useful was to compile some clips of classes that I've taken that represent 4 different teachers in the Bay Area. And I think what you'll see is that every teacher brings a little something different. And also, you'll also notice that the video quality isn't great for some of it because it's actually Zoom recordings. And we are dealing with technology limitations. But that said, I mean, as you can just see, just like we just watched Loubayi give us a demo, like you feel that energy through the screen. And people, I mean, as a student, like, especially, that we're home and sheltering in place as much as we are, I mean, it's so welcome. And it's so nice to even remotely be able to feel that energy amongst one another. So I'm gonna share a video and then afterwards highlight some of the key learning from it.
Not everybody else. Big up to yourself for being here, for getting here, for dancing. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna start, I'm mirroring you, of course, so this is my left leg, but you move your right. Yeah, so it'll look like a mirror. So we're gonna start here. 1, 2. Back foot chasing the front foot. So this is your right leg. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Any questions about any of that? You can just unmute yourself. You can put it in the chat. No, we good? Okay. All right.
I have a question.
Yes, yes.
When you're starting it over again, are you jumping up or are you jumping into the floor? Like that transition from
between the first time and the second. Are you talking about here, Jenny? Da, da, after that? Back into this?
Yeah, so is it the same up bounce?
Yeah, so you're here, you're going for transitioning for 6, 7,
we're gonna do some select groups. How about anybody wearing a colorful tee? If you're not white or gray or black, just tees with.
Hi everyone, So I'm going to go over some of the stuff we did in 3:30 class today, starting with our hop shuffles, the side to sides, and then go into our ball heel cramp roll choreography. So hop shuffles are similar to what we do in our warm-up, right? Shuffle, step. But we're on the balls of our feet with our knees bent. Heel, 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 ball, heel, ball, heel, ball, heel. You're facing it once. I hide from the truth when the truth won't let me lie right next.
Try it at this speed. Yeah. 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7, 8. 1 and 2 and yes. This app is called Tempo Slow. It is free on the App Store. It's black and orange if you want to practice it on your own and slowly speed it up. 6 and 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 1, 2.
So yeah, that was just a quick compilation I put together. Thank you to Jyoti, Emerson, Vanessa, and Carol at Pop Start Booty for sharing some of their clips. If you could show the next slide, I highlighted some of the key learning there. But really what I wanted to highlight is just actually those 3 orange icons on the bottom left, is that more than ever, students were leaning on the teacher's leadership because we've lost that signal of like the students around us. So we really look to the teachers to break down the movements like visually, to hold the rhythm for us when they're counting or clapping, and to hear, and for us to hear their music. So I would say from a tech standpoint, really test out the music. But on the flip, like I can only imagine how challenging this is for the teachers, because not only do you not have students to look at, when you do look at the students, we're like wildly offbeat. And so basically you have to ignore us as you're like counting or clapping. So just know that we're there with you 90% of the time on the beat. But yeah, like we really are looking to you to kind of just like lead the way, just like Loubayi did in his demo. And just an FYI, we'll be sharing the deck and this video afterwards, so you guys can have access to it afterwards.
Thank you so much, Lily. Wow, that was really helpful. I took a lot of notes during your presentation. Next, we have Stella, who's going to share perspective from the dance studio.
Yeah, so the photo that just showed up there is our scrappy little studio, our lobby with our makeshift setup. Because as it is with tech, you can go super high tech or you can go lower tech and everything in between. And I know in terms of access and accessibility, we don't always have the money to spend on the mixer and the microphone, even though those things can make a real difference. The small things that really do make a difference, the #1 thing is your internet connection. Dance Mission's internet has gone in and out over the years. For those of you who've been with us, probably know that, even from back in the day of like, why don't you have internet in Studio 2? But now we do, because we realize that this is an investment that we really need to have. What your internet works for you to be able to watch your YouTube videos, for your Netflix videos, that's not the high quality that you need for a class. So please do a speed test. Go to speedtest.net and you'll be able to test it out. I would say like 10 megabytes per second would be like a super solid thing to have for your class. Let's see. What else is that we would say is that no matter how beautiful your view is, do not stand in front of your video, do not stand in front of your window. Do not have the window behind you. Have it in front of you so it shines light on your face, not behind you, or else you'll look like you are in the witness protection program. People still do that. They think, oh, but my students will enjoy my beautiful view of the ocean. We want to see your face. Tip #3, do not wear black. I know that it makes you look really skinny and svelte and in shape, but it really means that you'll just blend into the wall. So being like Loubayi, where he's wearing beautiful, colorful clothes. That's fantastic. Our next thing is that be sure to share sound computer to computer. Just like doing Zooms did, like Jyoti does in her clip that Lily showed. This does mean, because again, nothing is perfect right now in terms of technology, that means that the image that comes through will be a little bit more delayed than your sound. There are, so as Lily said, it's really helps if the teacher kind of gives the students permission to close their eyes for a second and feel their own rhythm and feel their beat, because they know what they're seeing might be just a little bit off. So if any of you have friends in the tech world that can make an app that's good for online dance class, here is the time to do it. This is the perfect niche for you. And the last thing, and again, we'll be sharing a lot of the notes for the how-tos, how do you do the computer sound sharing. We'll share that out after with email. So if you're like, that thing she said, what was that? I can't, she ran over it so fast. Don't worry, we'll send it to you after. The last thing is that what a lot of these online services do is that they're made mainly for meetings, not for dance classes. So they will build in an automatic way to block out background noise. So this means that if you are sharing your music or having a live drummer from sharing your music from an external speaker, not from the computer, or having a live drummer, or having people singing, the sound will, the computer will read that like it's background noise and try to mute it. So be sure that you disable that. Be sure that you disable that before you try to teach. And just know that the students are really grateful to see you. Everyone is just desperate to connect to some way, even though it is screen to screen. So breathe and know that people are forgiving and they just really appreciate everything that you're offering. So I think who is next is going to,
I think we're gonna go into the marketing and registration
section
next. So there's lots and lots of questions about, well, now you've got your class figured out. How do you promote your classes? How do you register your classes? We're going to bring our master teacher back, Loubayi. Loubayi is going to talk a little bit about how you promote your classes. And we have Loubayi next.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Not many people knows me. So actually, I'm Loubayi. I live in Santa Cruz. I'm from Congo, Brazzaville. So I'm the dance teacher, director from Gâta Bantu Dance Company. So what I promote by my class, I use social media, and then also focus by emails, and then also postcard everywhere, any shop, coffee shop, whatever, Taco Bell, like just put everything you have. Don't be shy. You're promoting your culture. You're promoting your job. Just post everywhere. Okay, because you're sharing your job. You're sharing your culture. Don't be shy. Just every single time, go on Facebook. After 3 hours, promote. Ask your student to share your flowers, everything. So, and then also, I would say just like, if you, like Jesus, just the way we're supposed to learn, share, like, I mean, like, as teacher, I would send my flyer. I would say, if I'm teaching on Tuesday, every Tuesday, no, not many people know me, but I can have my student, like Lily student, or Gisela student, or Stella student. How supposed to deal with Lily? I'll text her, hey, you know, I'm teaching every Sunday, please, can you be able to share my flyer? Of course. I will send to her, and then she'll share my flyer. She'll promote my class as well, me, and she sent to me, I'll promote. You know, we have to promote, like, we have to share our culture. That is called like a one love. When people help you, you have to help back. Don't just people help you and then, you know, you just stand by. It was like, okay, thank you. That's not where we're supposed to work. We're supposed to help each other. We're supposed to help your friend as much people help you. That's what I'm doing. And then also when I'm doing anything home, I'll go on live, even like 3 or 5 minutes, even one move. Everyone can know, oh, he's a dancer. He teaches like every dance, every Tuesday, every Sunday, every Wednesday. I don't care who's watching me. I would do like a 3 moves or 2 moves for 5 minutes. I'll post on Facebook. Hey, please come to take my class. Please come to learn. I'm not gonna have everyone who's gonna take my class. Of course, I can have 3 people. I'm just building my class. Everyone can have chance to dance with me online. And then to have more opportunity, they can see me from different countries, from different cities, you know. So please share your flyer with your student, with all stores, social media, anywhere, on Facebook. Please, that's the best way. Just promoting by yourself, promoting. Don't just promote by yourself. Everything you do, even festival, even don't participate, even your festival, even your dance class, please just promote. All my sisters teaching, I would just promote for her. Oh, who's teaching? My brother is teaching in Oakland. Just share on social media, because you never know. You can have his or her student. You never know. That's what it is. You know, life change to everyone. Life change. Just share whatever you can, as much you can, and then that's it. So I would say, please share everything as much you can. Thank you so much. Next
Thank
slide.
you so much, Loubayi. Always reminding of it's all about the community. You know, myself having been in the dance community for a long time, that word of mouth promotion is so popular, even when you're inundated with all these different flyers, when you have a friend who actually does an individual recommendation to you for a dance class and you trust that friend. Well, great, thank you so much. And next, we're gonna have Stella come back to talk about, you know, when you have a class, how do you do registration and payments? Stella handles lots and lots of class registration at Dance Mission, so she has a lot of knowledge and expertise to share right now. Stella?
Hi, yeah. So part of me always hesitates to say this because this is what allows you to become your own studio, taking your own money and registration. There are more and more every day you'll see there's more startups coming into our world, with people seeing, again, like there is with broadcasting platforms, ways to take money. We have Venmo and PayPal and Cash App, which a lot of people like because the majority of folks are familiar with these apps. And then there's others that are a little newer, such as Lemon from Heaven and Luma and Interval. And they all have some things that are good about them and some things that are not good about them. So I suggest that you kind of look, kind of do some research and see what works best for you. Do you want a platform that will automatically send out your links if you're doing it through Zoom and you need a Zoom link? Would you prefer that it sends it out automatically, or do you want to do it yourself? Do you want to have more control? The 2 things that I would really want to make sure that people do is, if you're going to do it yourself and you're doing it like via Venmo and you're taking everyone's emails before you send out the link, and so you cut it off an hour early, make sure that people know that, because as we know, everyone is late. It might be nice if you have an assistant or someone who can be checking that for you if you don't have an automatic system like Eventbrite that will send it out for you automatically. And then also another option is, another suggestion is to disable that waiting room. I know so many teachers that forget to do that, to forget the disabling of the waiting room, so they have to stop teaching and let people in, which, as we know, is just interrupts the flow considerably. So yeah, so these are, again, in the guide that we'll be emailing out after, we'll have all of these detailed. So you can say like, oh yeah, that's what I like. Let me look it up and see if it's right for me. Some of them are free, some of them are not free, some of them take a big percentage. So those are also things to consider.
Thank you so much, Stella. And as Stella mentioned earlier, this is a one-on-one workshop, and we're keeping a very, very close eye on all of these different platforms. Our hope is to come back to a future time to share an update at that particular time of what's working, what's not working, especially with some of these new platforms that are rolling out. We're keeping a very close eye. Next, we're going to bring Lily to come back and talk a little bit about Bopsidy and sort of online resources. Lily?
Thank you. Anne and Stella, thank you so much for giving me the time to just share with everybody a sneak peek. This is the new Bopsidy design that no one has seen yet because it's launching in October. And we are launching a wait list for the first ever social platform for dancers. And I invite all of you to sign up for an email. So go to bopsidy.com, if you go to the footer, sign up for emails because we will notify you the moment the wait list goes live. I would love everyone to be on there. If you were to visit our, so we do have a site today. So if you were to visit the site today, you'll see the results of a manual and, with great attempts, but an incomplete compilation of dancers in the Bay Area as our proof of concept. But with the new site that's launching in October, and with the social platform for dancers that we are building, we are inviting everyone, all dancers. And when I say all, I mean hobbyists to professionals to studios, artistic directors, choreographers, to join us as our goal is to help amplify the dance professionals who make a living from dance through the community. So on the next slide, I just want to show a few sample pages that's coming up. I mentioned that my background is in cultural dance forms. And so one of the main drivers of Bopsidy for me was wanting to create an even playing field for dance professionals, regardless of what genre you are. So giving equal weight to all genres, but also providing a platform where it's not a requirement for you to know how to build your own website in order to market yourself. And so what you'll see here is 3 pages. The first one being one of our category pages for dance classes of the African diaspora. And here we have listed some of the instructors. Loubayi is right there in the first one. Say we click on Susanna because we were interested in learning some like Cuban folkloric dance. And on Susanna's page, we're gonna show her aggregate schedule. So this is a teacher-first approach. I think if you Google dance classes today, it's a very studio-centric approach. But with teacher approach, this means a teacher first approach, excuse me. This means that we can see schedules for everywhere that they teach across studios. So here we'll see Susanna right now is actually teaching both online and outdoors thanks to Dance Mission. If you look at the bottom, you'll see, hey, she has a dance group. You click on that, you see the Arenas Dance Company Bopsidy page. And here you can learn more about their story, their members. So Stella is actually a member on here, so you can click through. So as you can see, imagine bringing all of our individual dance communities online together and how powerful that can be. Jointly, we can celebrate our dance mentors. We can build more connections with one another, and we can discover through each other and through the tools that we provide through the site, new classes, events, and job opportunities even. And ultimately, the whole goal of this whole thing is to support all of you who are making a living from dance and sharing your talent on the stage or in the studios. So even if you're listed on the site as an instructor today, you'll want to join so that you can take over your page and start connecting with your students and growing your following. So we're super excited. I invite all of you to sign up for the email so you'll be one of the first to join the waitlist. And on the next slide, I just wanted to really quickly call out that on social today, we love featuring dancers of all levels, instructors, classes, groups. So please DM us or tag us if you'd like to nominate yourself for a feature. We've gotten some great feedback from the community, from people who've lived in the Bay for years, who through our social have learned about a new dance class or a new teacher. So this is just the very beginning of our journey of trying to bring this whole community together and making it just stronger because we're together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily. And one reason why Bopsidy, Dance Mission, World Arts West, we're all collaborating together with Loubayi is we really, really believe in the power of partnership and working together to share resources with ourselves, with the partners, and also with you all. So I do want to emphasize, at the end, we're going to share our contact info. If you have, for example, classes that are not part of the Bopsidy list, please reach out to Lily, and she'll be very, very happy to include that. If you want to see workshop topics in the future, please contact us. We want to hear your voices. These workshops, these resources, these panels are designed for you and hopefully designed by you. So I really, really want to emphasize that we really, really, really want to hear from you. The dance community is really, really big in the Bay Area and beyond. So there, you know, we know our network, but I know there are artists and organizations that we are currently not reaching out to and have connections with. So please, please, please contact us and let your friends and colleagues and family know to contact us. So we really want to be as inclusive as possible with our content. Next, Stella's going to come back and talk a little bit about online events. This is also an area that a lot of us are grappling beyond, you know, teaching online classes. When you want to host an online event, what are the ins and outs? And then Stella.
Yeah, thank you. So this deserves a whole entire workshop on its own, event production. So we're just doing a quick introduction to it now. And you can see even us, you know, fumbling, making mistakes, things always happen. The good thing that I've noticed is that people are really forgiving. They recognize that this, or I hope you are, they recognize that this is a new platform for everyone involved. And so it's almost like when you're juggling and in the circus and you drop a ball, like that makes it that much more exciting. So give yourself a break and take a breath and realize that it's really is all good. My recommendation for online events is trying to find the silver lining. What is being online and having everyone connected on this online source giving you that you didn't have access to before? Are you able to connect to artists overseas? Are you able to reach more people? Instead of just translating what you're doing or transcribing what you're doing on the stage to the screen, think about how you can use your medium. How is it going to be different? Are you going to do your event entirely live, or are you going to have it share a recording? And again, with recording, if your internet speed is not good, it will jump and then your whole experience will go down the drain, all the things that you worked on. So please make sure you check your internet speed. For streaming videos, I would say 15 or higher megabytes per second. And shout out to Jonah Sato, who from You Speaks. She was the one who told me about that, of like, how do I need to share this video, but it's always jumping. So she was like, this is your magic number. Because high-speed internet can be expensive, get yourself an Ethernet cord. That is the cheapest and easiest way. Just plug in an old school Ethernet cord. You might now have to get a little adapter, but that should work for you. What we are going to do today in terms of accessibility and language justice, because we weren't able to have an ASL interpreter with us, and we're conducting this all in English, and we recognize that we're leaving out some really important communities. What we're going to do is we're going to upload it to YouTube. YouTube will then automatically give us closed captioning and able to then translate it into other languages if needed. Of course, this is done by computer, so there can always be mistakes. So do go through and check your spelling and everything. But this is a super quick, I mean, not super quick, but it's a lot quicker than hiring someone to transcribe everything that was just gone through orally. Yeah, and the last thing I would suggest is always pull up your screen, full screen in advance, and then you can click, because you can, when you do share screen, you can click on that full screen that's already expanded so that we don't have to see your cursor. Those are my pet peeves. Okay, thank you. Anne, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Stella. All right, we're coming towards the end. We want to open up to the audience. Right now, we are going into the Q&A section, and feel free to put your questions in. All right, we have a question from Diana. How do you check the internet speed?
So speed test that I really like is just speedtest.net. That for sure works. And what you're looking for is the upload speed You want both upload and download speed to be around 15 megabytes per second, but specifically upload is what you're looking for because that's what you're sharing, right? You're uploading it to the world. What you're seeing, what's coming back to you is what's downloading. There's also other speed tests. If you just Google it, other things will come out. I know that speedtest.net, however, that's what I've used. If other folks have other things that they like, because we are basically at the same level that you are, that peer-to-peer sharing that's so valuable, please drop it in the chat if you have other speed tests that work for you.
There's another question about, do you have a suggestion from Carrie? Do you have a suggestion for a great wireless mic for teaching dance?
I can take this one. I don't know offhand the names, but there's so many resources out there. And so what we're going to do with the guide is, so the one teacher who does use a mic, IJ, we're going to include the mic that he uses. But also there's a couple of Facebook forums actually where they go through, and also YouTube tutorials that we found where they actually talk through how to set up a mic in a mixer and like which ones they buy. And if you're in the group, you'll see everyone talking about their setups and what works well. So what we're gonna do in this guide is consolidate all that information. So basically there's a lot of info out there. So, just at least funneling some of the key resources to you guys, we can hopefully help you for your individual setups.
Great, and this is a great question from Rosa about pricing of online classes. Do you have any sort of, how do you price your classes, adjusting the price of classes, class series? Do any of the panelists want to address that?
I'll do what Dance Mission does, and then I don't know if Loubayi wants to tell us what he does. Yeah. Dance Mission, we do make our online classes cheaper. One, because when all of this hit us, we thought just before unemployment kicked in and everything like that, we knew that everyone was really financially strapped. So we made it lower to try to at least give a gift somewhat to the community so that they would at least have some dance they would be able to enjoy. And then we then gave all that money to the teachers. So that was very specific for our case. There's a whole range of prices though. Some people just do donation based, pay what you can. And actually people do give really generously. And it's a way to be really inclusive. And so a lot of teachers have found that works for them. Just pay what you can, pay for another student if you have a little bit more. And then other places are keeping kind of the same pricing scale that they do for their studio classes. So you really can find what feels right for you. Loubayi, do you want to tell us what you do for your classes in terms of pricing?
Yeah, actually what we're doing in Santa Cruz, we have some lady, a beautiful lady, her name is Elizabeth. She's one of those African dance classes online, even an outdoor. She's the one who's in charge. But what I was doing first, I was teaching on in the studio, pay by myself, less money. If I was supposed $40, I was supposed to pay 20 and then teach, that's it. But the Talent Art Center, they raise money for all, for the diaspora, for all teachers, they raise money. And then they put outdoor, you teach, and then they give you 300 or 250 for, one classes. But actually we just post online, I'm teaching my class on Saturday, $12, on online $12. And then people just, just show up, pay on the car shops, PayPal or Venmo. They just pay to me, direct to me. But now we have some support from the Talent Art Center. They give me free studio, dance studio, and then free studio. And then now they're gonna try to pay us when I'm teaching the outdoor. I'm gonna start this Saturday. And then they will pay me even 300 or 250. And then now I can make less money for my student. You can come to dance for $5 or $10 because I'll get paid from the Talent Art Center. Yeah, but if not, I'm supposed to teach by myself, just pay my studio, dance studio, even pay me if I has 3 students, 5 students. I'm happy to dance with 3 students because that's my job. That's what I'm here. So, and then most people want to pay advanced, they pay maybe for 10 classes, they can pay if a class costs $12, they'll pay $100. They don't supposed to pay $120. they'll give you like 100, and they can take classes, for 10 days. But it's not easy to have people like teaching online. It's a really hard job, but I love to do that. I'm not gonna stop teaching online. So, I was like, I think, that's it.
Great. I think we have one time for maybe one more question, and this is then we'll wrap up shortly. We talked about this during the panel prep. Could you share music if you have not paid the rights for it? So the general question about music rights, what kind of music can you play during classes, online classes?
I can take this one. So there's like what the law is and then what is reality. And, in terms of like copywriting issues, I think technically you're not even supposed to record music on a stage without paying royalty rights. My personal opinion is that us as cultural workers and as artists, we're not making a killing. We're not off of the work we do. It's a gift that we're giving to everyone from the heart. So we're not a huge corporation that's ripping off our fellow artists. So when I teach or other teachers class, like we know that it's all music that has been recorded. It's been, purchased on iTunes for $140 and then it's used repeatedly over and over and over. My opinion is that is a-okay. I think, if you go into the red tape, that's something else. In terms of sharing music online, certain platforms are more strict than others. So for example, Facebook, as I mentioned earlier, is really strict. And so that's why they'll mute music especially if it's a popular song that the computer can easily recognize, because they'll say it violates a copyright law. So that's Zoom. However, they have not yet started doing that, so it's not as big of an issue. Same thing, like if you ever try to post your class, a lot of people, right, everyone takes their phone after class, during the last run of a routine at class and post it online. You'll hear that in Facebook too, will start to mute the music. That's a copyright issue. But I say it's more of a sharing, so I say it's all good.
Thank you, Stella. Actually, we have this very, very important question, and that has come from quite a few people. That lag time between the dance teacher and the students. How do you deal with the lag time between the dance teacher and the students when playing the music and asking the student to follow you? Each student receives the music at a slightly different time, so the different students appear all to be dancing at different rhythms. Any panelists that want to address that? Lily, Loubayi, anyone?
Okay.
Anybody? I know this is a common issue. So.
But Loubayi, from your perspective, what do you do? Do you, when you're watching your students, any tips on how to deal with all the different timing? Or do you just ignore it? Maybe you just ignore them.
Yeah. Oh no. So I would just say when I'm like, I'm watching my student, sometimes Zoom is like a little weird. You don't have to sit like it's getting like a little tricky when they're dancing, But I would say it's like it's not really easy, because they can be wrong. They can be wrong because they're on Zoom. They can be wrong, It's not gonna. You don't have anything to say, but just like, hey, that's wrong, because it's like you can watch like maybe it's like there are 30 people in class, like 20 people. It's really hard just to correct one person. Just say, hey, please, just focus what I'm doing. I'm gonna break it down. Start to your left, start to your right. Any question, come on. If you don't get that move, please email me, ask me. Also, we have private class, because you're not gonna take time for one person. Everyone was like, oh my God, I came to dance, too much question. Oh my God. So choose like, because everyone be asking question. If you take like each question, you're not gonna do anything.
The one thing I would add, the one thing I would add is there are many classes that are taken where the teacher's clapping for the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll come and they'll watch the students. And because we're coming across delay to them, suddenly the rhythm is going like this. Because they're trying to follow our rhythm, which means we're actually slowing down even more, and it becomes this vicious cycle. And so that's actually why I was saying before, I mean, this is the hard part. We've all lost our signals. We've all lost the signals of fellow students and the teacher being in front of us and being in the same room. But for the most part, the teacher kind of needs to just like push forward. And even though we look like we're totally offbeat, you got to just hold that rhythm for us, because we are listening. We are listening on our side. Like it seems okay on our side. The one other thing I want to add is like Vanessa Sanchez, she was the tap instructor in the video. Because tap, and I also take flamenco online, like because these are so technically just more challenging, and it's all about like the taps and stuff, it is really hard for Vanessa during the class to really give critique. She can give a little bit of critique, but that's why Vanessa does this thing after class, which is one, she records herself so that you can see her taps very clearly and practice on your own. But then she actually asks the students to send her video. And she's like, hey, send me video of you. And then that's when she gave me feedback and was like, okay, Lily, no, you were a little too fast here, or you need to accentuate this one tap. So the reality is like in the class, in the moment, there's not a lot you can do, except to really hold the rhythm, please hold the rhythm. But then outside of class, I think individual videos is maybe one way of handling, like trying to give them more feedback.
Yeah, totally.
And this is also where internet speed really comes into play. The faster your internet, the less of a delay that people will experience. And also for your own personal computer, so making sure that all other windows are closed. Sometimes there was rumor that if you shut off, that if you have a lot of students and they all have their video on, that will slow it down. I haven't always seen that to work, but and it's also sometimes with classes that's just ongoing, like I see with yoga, something like that, where it's not specifically lined up directly with the movement. They'll give the playlist in advance. So like, okay, this is the playlist on Spotify. Ready? Okay, go together. Because it is a real issue.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We are coming towards the end. I am wondering if anybody has sort of like one tip of the online classes can feel very one directional. Do you have anybody has one tip of making the classes feel more of a community and a social environment? And this will be the very last question.
I would say as a student, I actually love what Emerson did, like in his class, where he has us dance in groups. And then the other group, we actually come closer to the screen and we like cheer each other on. And it's actually super fun. So when you're dancing, you just see these people on your screen just like cheering you on. I actually really love that. And so so even in like, I have like this one rehearsal with a group. I asked if we could do that, even within the group. We're like, yeah, and it actually made everyone really happy.
Yeah, and I like it too when teachers stay on a little bit after class, even though class is over. They're like, okay, great, thanks, start logging off. But then people still, want to, how you stay in this dance studio and stretch, kind of do that same thing of just lagging and that like chit chat of hi, even if you're just like waving at one another. And using the chat box, saying hello to people in the chat box. I personally love that. To be like, yo, I see you, what's up? That helps me a lot as a student.
Great. Any quick tip, Loubayi?
Yeah, I always love when I'm teaching my class and like always like 4 or 3 students always say, oh my God, you were so excited. I love it. Please don't stop. Please keep teaching us. Oh, please just break it down all the moves. I love it. I was like, okay, thank you for your support also. So they were like, and they say, I was like, I'm glad you was clapping and then do to the right, to the left, to always turning. That's really amazing. Please don't stop. I was like, thank you. That's what I need. And then I'm learning from you guys. It makes me happy. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wow, thank you for all of your great questions, and thank you, panelists. We're wrapping up, and again, your recording of today's workshop will be emailed to you afterwards, as well as these great resources that you saw in the PowerPoint today. And if you like to see more of these kinds of programs in the community, please support World Arts West and Dance Mission. You can make a donation of your choice to World Arts West Dance Mission. and donation links are here. And then if you want to contact us, Stella, you want to talk a little bit about Dance Mission? Supporting the
Yeah,
Dance
so if you want to, so there's our mural of the outside of our building. Hopefully we will open soon. Yeah, come through, take class. We're offering classes online and also doing outdoor classes as well right now. We also have classes for youth. We're doing those both online and outdoors. We're also doing some pop-up performances around town, so keep your eyes peeled. So go to dancemissiontheater.org and you can sign up on our mailing list and see what all the what good things are out there as we trying to keep going and keeping the faith and keeping us motivated to fight the good fight, especially this November.
Thank you, Stella. And please also go to War Arts West. We have upcoming online programs, Living Traditions, and we're also launching our first interview series on sharing cultural artists, social justice stories, live arts and resistance. Everything's available on worldartswest.org. Here's our contact info. And also we'll be sending a survey out to you. Gisela is going to type in the survey link, but in your email you'll also receive survey. Please fill that out, and your input is very, very important to us. Before we leave, we're going to bring our master teacher back. I think Loubayi, if you want to take us away with a little song, that would be wonderful.
All right. Thank you. I was like, today is my best day. You guys make my day. I cannot believe this. So, all right. We're going to sing one song. It's like the same song. Oh, kento kasala bakala saridi, oh mama, oh. Response, ay mene, oh mama, oh. Call, kento kasala bakala saridi, oh mama, oh. Response, ay mene, oh mama, oh. Kento kasala bakala saridi, oh mama, oh. Ay mene, oh mama, oh. Kento kasala bakala sariri, oh mama, oh. Ay mene, oh mama, oh. Kento kasala bakala sariri, oh mama, oh. Ay mene, oh mama, oh. So that song mean, you know, women can work, men can work, women can work, no matter who's working. Any job, you can do it. Man or woman, whatever job. It's not matter only women can drive bus, only men can drive. No. Anything men can do it, women can do it. That's why when we live together, your partner, you just split the bills, you pay, you help your woman, you pay everything, you help each other. That song, you have to help each other, your sister, your brother, your mom, your dad, your wife, your husband. You should help, like bring the community together, you know. Help your friend as much you can. Help your brother as much you can. Your mom, because if you're in life, that means your mom, your dad, want not to share your beautiful life with them. That's the first one. That's why this song will respect women, because it's a woman who made men in this world. It's a woman. You should respect women first. Anyway, so I'm so really excited. I was so happy to be like this Pop Show 101. Everyone watching us, this is really amazing. I cannot wait to do this again. So I thank everyone. Have a great time. You are just enjoy it. Please contact us. Don't contact me directly. Go first to Workshop 101, and then they'll get back to me, because they are the one who just contact me. If you wanna just contact me, go to my Facebook, Nanolo Loubayi, Instagram, Nanolo Loubayi, Gâta Bantu Dance Company on Facebook. But go to first to Workshop 101. So thank you so much. I love you guys. Peace and love. Be well, and then stay positive.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.